Remember that whiteness is an energy. It is a succubus energy. It is something that needs to consume, and it feeds particularly off of pain and violence because of how it came about through these violent colonial projects in relationship to the building of these nation states capital, which we call the economy, hence racial capitalism. So we must remember that anytime the energy of whiteness feels like it's losing its energy source, it has to draw it back in some way, shape, or form. And it needs the pain in particular of black folks and indigenous folks in different but same ways. It needs the pain. It wants to hear the heartache. It needs to see the physical violence. This is why when the police are once again killing black folks in the streets, folks demand they must see and play on loops over and over that violent act to prove it true. And even when they see the evidence does not actually to them show the police state coming down. They're just searching for evidence of what that black body did to warrant that type of violence. You see how it feeds the need to bring this energy in and maintain itself. But it's not just the physical violence, it's also the emotional and spiritual one. So they want black women to cry and to grieve so that they can know how to help. They feign ignorance. They feign like a childlike nature because whiteness is also an energy that is infantile in nature. It is an energy that must be always centered, so it must always center itself, so it's always in need, right? It always must know something, consume more. It consumes knowledge. Excuse me. It also consumes breath, right? But it consumes everything that it touches. So don't fall for this shit, y'all. Starve it. Suck it dry. Allow it to have to fester in its own energetic source. Draw upon itself and actually face itself. Because we've been down this road before with these same questions, with these same so-called reflections. But yet nothing is ever embodied. It is just consumed. So understand when you are seeing the energy of whiteness operating in its succubus nature trying to suck you dry, and when it does, turn the mirror onto it and force it to look at itself.
This is why we say white supremacy is the issue. Do you see the person, the suspect, the man they are looking for, the man at large? Do you see this man, right? He's obviously white. He's wearing a Patriot shirt. They say that he may be a college student, a white man. I want y'all to stick with me. Now, following Charlie Kirk's unaliving, 3 HBCUs, Alabama State, Hampton University, and Virginia State University have received threats. Threats for what? The suspect in Charlie Kirk's unaliving is going to be a white man. So why are black people being threatened? Because it's all about white supremacy, and no matter what, white people who are racist in this country, who follow Charlie Kirk's rhetoric, believe that black people should not exist. And so, instead of turning on their own people, because this was white on white crime, they're directing their anger towards black people that ain't got shit to do with the situation. I didn't even see a black person in the goddamn crowd. It was Utah. Ain't that like Mormon country or some shit? But no, black people once again, black students once again, have to keep their head on the swivel because white racist, Christian, nationalists, KKK members, Nazis are all trying to target them for what? We didn't have shit to do with what happened to Charlie Kirk. It was white on white crime. So why are we being subject to hate? Because no matter what, we will always be the thing white people turn to when it comes to aggression because they can't take it out on their own people. And that is why Charlie Kirk was detrimental to people that look like me. And his rhetoric was detrimental to people who look like me because we're never safe around people who talk like that.
Do you seriously believe the 13% of the population and 50% of the crime? You need to get fact-checked, and I'm about to do it to you. In 2016, white people committed 70% of the convicted crime, and black people only committed 27%. Then in 2017, white people committed 68% of the reported crime, and black people only committed 26% of it. And in 2024, white people committed 53% of the reported crime, while black people only committed 25%. So this narrative on 13% of the population, 50% of the crime is wrong. You know who actually commits 50% of the crime? White people. But But guess what stat black people are 13% of the population and 50% in? Exonerations. You know, when they're wrongly convicted. All you're doing by spreading this fake fact is allowing more people to profile and be racist towards black people. You know what's the highest percentage of people who are victims of white people? Black people. And if you look at all the shootings, guess who are the shooters? White dudes. So let's all think long and hard on who actually commits 50% of the crime.
We are now following breaking news about a string of threats at a number of historically black colleges and universities today. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell is following this for us. What can you tell us, Kelly?
Well, Chris, I think this is at this point in the abundance of caution phase, where universities that are a part of the HBCU system, the historically black colleges, a number of them in Virginia, also in Alabama, saying that they have received threats and therefore taking action to lock down a campus or cancel classes or send out warnings to students and to the university community. Obviously, just one day after the Charlie Kirk assassination, in an environment where we have seen a lot of gun violence and a lot of acting out of dangerous threats where citizens can be inadvertently involved in a dangerous circumstance. This is the kind of thing where universities, as they assess a situation, make a determination for what is best for their community and to try to reduce the potential for any harm. By locking down or canceling classes, it clearly reduces the amount of foot traffic. It allows authorities to follow through on any leads. We have made outreach to different kinds of law enforcement, from the federal to the state level and local communities, as well as the Department of Education. And at this point, we don't have a sense of where this is coming from or how connected it may be. But the fact that these colleges are feeling they need to take action, and in light of the timing, given yesterday's events on a college campus in Utah, there is a sense of wanting to be prudent and to provide members of the community, students, faculty, neighbors of a campus with warning to help them make their best choices.